Albert Breer from Monday Morning Quarterback talked about Todd Monken and what he believes his plans at quarterback will be.
Did they ask about Shador? Yes. It was part of the questionnaire that they gave to all their candidates, right? How do you develop Shador Sanders? So I think they have an interest in, can they get him to that level? And that's the question. And I think Todd said today in his press conference like that, no one's assured of anything. Now, like, my question is, what does this look like if he isn't starting? What does this look like if Deshaun Watson's starting? Or I don't think it'll be Dylan Gabriel, but if Dylan Gabriel were starting, right? Like, and are you better off going with a clean slate? I think really, guys, that depends on what they add to the room. So do I think if they were to find a guy in the draft they really like, that it would be the healthiest thing to have Shador behind him? No, I don't think that would be the right idea. But if it's a veteran quarterback, like if they were going to go out and sign Kirk Cousins as a stopgap, and you have Shador coming in and competing against him, and I think it'd probably be mostly fine. So I think it's hard to really judge what the right thing is right now without knowing the full depth chart. But there are certainly scenarios out there where I don't think it would be the right thing to go forward with Shador on the roster. It just depends on how you handle the draft and free agency at the position.
Fred, what are your thoughts about the quarterback position? It's a tough question, and I know ultimately it's going to be Todd Monken. I don't know if you can go in to the season and expect Shador Sanders to be your starter.
Yeah, well, he sidestepped that, and you expect him to. I think he said some things to them in the coaching hire that led them to believe that maybe he, would work with Shador and really feels like he can develop him into a legitimate Pro Bowl quarterback. But it's way too early because you don't know what's going to become available in trades or free agency. And I don't think the draft is where you're going to get your immediate starter. Even drafting 6, I don't see them at 6 drafting the guy that's going to immediately start. You don't know free agency or trades. Read something today. The Packers expect Malik Willis to probably move on and have a chance to be a starter. Is that somebody that a mobile quarterback that Monken would say, go get me that guy? Or a drop back passer. There's so many, he's worked with so many different type. Or if he says, look, I think with Shador Sanders, I can get me some weapons, get him an offensive line, we can make this go. Nobody really knows that. I do think what came out of this hiring process and the opening presser yesterday is they're not waiting for next year. One hand, Andrew Berry said he expects to have the youngest roster in the NFL, probably even younger than this year. But Jimmy Haslam said he expected he didn't put a number, but he expects them to win more than this year. Well, if you win more than this year, you're not going to have the number 1 pick. So you are definitely, playing to try to win. And by keeping the defense as much as they can intact, that's telling you that all efforts are to fix the offense and be competitive. And anything can happen with a new head coach in Pittsburgh, a new head coach in Ravens. There's no guarantee they're going to immediately be good. And the Bengals, you have a chance to win the division. If you think you can win the division, this year, you're going for it. But I can't tell you today, what they're going to do at quarterback. What I don't think they're going to do is have 3 or 4 guys and say it's an open competition. They got to sort out if they are legitimately going to have Deshaun competing for an opportunity to play or go get another veteran. If they do that, that's telling you they're not going to have Deshaun in the mix. But if they don't, you could make a case that he might be better than the other 2 right now. And will Monken say, yeah, I saw him go 14 for 14 and lead us back, in a win a couple years ago. So I just think everything's on the table. Until they start making moves, you're really not going to know what they're going to do.